In this tutorial in Cyberlink PowerDirector, I'd like to show you how you can expand your title text options far beyond the normal if you're a subscriber to PowerDirector 365. A few versions ago, they had lots of options for titles, but if you look at what they have now, it doesn't seem like you have many. I'm going to take this Connected Live title and click on it, click on the Edit button. And if I look here, I notice I have approximately 20 different defaults that I can use to change the look and feel of my title. And this is just a start because obviously you can take any of these and you can edit them as much as you want and develop your own. But if you'd rather not put the time into developing your own and editing them, you do have more options than these 20 presets. So I'd like to look at some that are available for subscribers that give you actually more than 300 other ways in which you can easily bring a title into your project. So I'm going to close this out and let's go back into the title room. Only this time I'm going to open up the area here and we're going to look at 4 different categories of titles now available. The first one I'm going to look at is the one here called social media. Now the social media titles that you have are 24, and these titles are a different kind of title than normal. They're called motion graphic titles. You notice mine have this down arrow. Let's give you a larger view by going to extra large icons. And we'll click on here, and now it downloaded it that quickly, and that gives me the title. I'll drag it below my clip. And if we play it, we see that it has motion to it, and that's what the motion graphic does. Now you can do some minor editing with them. I'm going to click on it and click on the Edit button above the timeline. When I do that, I see this is the font face. It's D/DIN, which is most of them for the default. I can change the font if I want to in this one by clicking on the down arrow and picking another font. I can change the color of the font. I can make it either bold or italic. We also have 3 different groups, it calls them, that have different colors. Now we can change the colors here. I'm going to take this one and let's go to a green. So that would change this one. And the yellow would be obviously the background around here. We can change the blending mode. Most of you probably won't want to do that. And then you can change the position and size and location of the motion graphic title. I find it much easier when it comes to these lower controls simply to use the mouse over here. We're going to cancel that change out. And I can shrink it or enlarge it. And I can rotate it, and I can reposition it pretty easily with the mouse. So that's what you have on motion graphics. Now in this particular subset, what we have here, when we look here on the social media, we have 24 different ones that you can use. And just because they say social media on them doesn't mean you can't use them in another context. And they do not have this background you see here. So don't let that make you assume that you're bringing in a background you don't want. It's just there for contrast. So those are 24 options of motion graphics. Let me give you 30 more options in motion graphics now available for subscribers. I'm going to click on the category called Business. When I click here, all of these have the word sale in front of them. And again, we don't have to keep that if we don't want, but these are examples of other motion graphic titles you can use. I'm going to take this one here and drag it down. I'm going to actually put it on top of the other one. And I downloaded it, and I will do overwrite. And here's what this one does when you play it in context. And once again, if you want to edit it, you highlight it and you click on the word edit, and you're going to see similar things to what we saw before. Here we have their default fonts, and here's where you edit the text in each of these. If I want to say it's a new collection, I will say tomorrow. It automatically will put that in and change it. And you can change the color mix here. We have 2 that are identical and a yellow and a black. I'll take this one here and I'll change this to a green. And now I see what part it applies to, the green over here and the green over here. I'll cancel out of that. And again, you can rotate, resize, reposition as all. And you can save it as your own custom template if you want to as well on all the motion graphics. You have 24 in the social media category that are relatively new, and 30 in the business category that are new. And again, you can edit the text on any of these at all. You can't edit the shape or the way in which they work. That gives us 54 new options, but that's just scratching the surface. Let me show you another one. If you're a subscriber, you also have the category of titles called colorful. And when I look in the colorful category, I have 90 different text styles here that I don't have to create on my own. And so let me remove this one from in front of the gentleman's face, and this one too. And let's just take one I haven't used yet because I have to download it. I'll take the rad one, click on it, it will download it, and I'll drag it down into my text. And here I have it. This one has no native motion, but I can add some to it if I want. And if, again, I can click on it and I can edit it. And here it takes me to my normal editor. I can use the advanced one as well. And again, I can make any changes I want to in terms of title text, title content. Let's say be bold, and we'll change the size down. And we can change the spacing. Obviously, I don't want it quite like that. And make all kinds of changes if I want to. You can adjust these any way you like, but it's nice to have at least something to start with that's close to what you would like. We'll get out of that one. Let's try another one. Let's take another one I haven't done called Serene here and click on that. And once it's downloaded, let's put it over here. Well, we'll overwrite it. Replace. And here's another one. Again, if you want to add other things to these titles, you can go back into your editor. Let's go back to the edit, and we'll actually can animate it if I want, use any of these animations. And there's a grow, and here's a leap, here's a motion, here's a typewriter. So you can modify them once you have them with animations of your choosing. So you have 90 of these colorful titles now available in the subscription package in Cyberlink PowerDirector. But we're not done yet. Let me give you another subset that we have. We have another large set called YouTube. We'll move below colorful and we'll do YouTube. And in the YouTube section, we actually have 170 titles here. 100 of them are in Japanese or Chinese toward the bottom of the list. And we have 70 that are in English. So let's try another one. Let's take this charm. I'll click on it and we'll download it. I'll drag it down and put it in my project. And there is my charm. Again, if I want to edit it, I can click on the edit button. I can either change features of the title and modify them. Maybe I don't want like the pink color. I can change that to something else. And by clicking here, I can change the blending of it, or I can go into advanced. And in advanced here, I can see how it's blended and modify the charm this way. But these are great ways to start. So that's 170 more options if you include all the languages that you have when it comes to title. I'm very happy that Cyberlink has given us a lot more options when it comes to titles. You can actually create any of these by yourself on your own time, but this saves a lot of work. All of these title categories give you additional flexibility when it comes to quickly and easily adding to your variety of titles that you can use in Cyberlink PowerDirector.